Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we have a super cute and festive red Christmas design. I actually really like this design too because every nail has something different on it. I sometimes like to keep it simple and repeat a design for a particular nail. So I'll do like the index finger and the ring finger the same just to keep it simple. But this time I wanted to do something different and literally have something different on every single nail. So to kick things off, of course, I'm going in with my acrylic using my nail forms and my Pana acrylic brush in a size 16. I'm also using the Valentino cover acrylic. This is the platinum silk acrylic. I've been leaning more to this one lately just because I feel like it goes with a lot of the color themes that I've been doing. And I feel like it matches my skin tone very well. I am pretty tan. So if I go too pink, I don't know. I'm not like I'm a girly girl, but I'm not like a pink girly girl. And so when it's too pink to me, I feel like it just throws the whole thing off. So if I do use pink, I tend to use Prettiest Pink. But I don't know. I've just been liking platinum silk a lot lately. It's just the perfect amount of pink for my skin tone, in my opinion. So this is a pretty long video, so I'm just going to let you guys watch some of my acrylic application and then I'll come back. I do want to take this time to mention that I have already applied my Macart Peel It Off base coat. I usually do that off camera, and if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I do this for literally every single set because I like to pop these off as soon as I'm done just to get as much content out as possible. However, I recently did prep my nail plates before I applied my Macart Peel It Off base coat, and let me tell you, a couple of times I have gotten comments asking about this product, wondering whether or not it's like good. So like I've gotten questions about how long they last, if they pop off right away, how easy is it to pop them off. So I actually tested out that theory and I have that information for you. When you go to pop these off after correctly like filing your nail plate or prepping your nail plate, they don't budge. At least not for a couple of days. You have to let them sit. You have to let them, wash your hair, wash the dishes, things like that. As you keep wetting your nails, they will start to budge. But prior to that, they're not coming off. Trust me. I tried to pop this set off because I had to remove the acrylic that I recently had on my nails from a different set, and they didn't want to come off. They didn't glide off the way that they normally do, as I've shown in some of my YouTube shorts. They were stuck, and it was almost rather painful that I just left them. So if you're wondering if you want to use this product and if it's actually going to last for an occasion that you want to wear your nails to, or if it's going to last for a week, it will. Trust me, it will. If you correctly file and prep your nail plate, and then you put one thin coat of the Peel It Off base coat on, trust me, they will last you a good week. So I just wanted to mention that because I know I've gotten, like I said, a couple of comments wondering about this product, and I wanted to give you guys like the full review about it. Now, as you guys can see, these nails are super long. Originally, I wanted this extra length because I knew that the design was going to have a lot of detail on it and I wanted a lot of space in order to make that happen. But as I was popping off the nail forms from the fingers that had already cured and dried, I realized that they might have been a little bit too long. And I just didn't need it that long. I think I was just being dramatic in my mind, thinking that they had to be so crazy long in order to get the design right, but they didn't. So I do end up removing some of the length with my e-file in the next couple clips. Once I finished my acrylic application, it was time to shape and file the nails. So like I said earlier, they were really, really long. My nail forms go from like a number 1 down to a number 11, and it's a triple XL for my nail forms. And I went all the way down to a number 10. So just to give you some perspective on how long I thought they needed to be. And once I removed some of that length, I actually went down to like a number 9, which I think I left them still at like a double XL. Yeah, I was being so dramatic on the length. I don't know why, I just knew that I wanted a long nail set. But once I remove some of that length, I go ahead underneath my sidewalls. Going under your sidewalls first and making sure that that is as straight as possible is a great guide for you and like a great foundation to see what needs to be shaped and where you need to start removing some of that bulk. So that's why I always like to start there. Thankfully, my acrylic application was pretty spot on. I was actually really satisfied with the application in and of itself. So I didn't have too much filing to do. I was actually able to do a lot of the shaping with my e-file. And I didn't spend too much time using my hand file, which is ultimately the goal for any nail tech. If you can do as much of the process with your e-file, you are going to save your wrist from carpal tunnel or soreness or anything else that could possibly go wrong in the future. So you want to make the e-file do the work for you and you not have to do most of that work yourself. One thing that I tend to do off camera that I don't normally show is that I take my hand file and I lay it flat across the acrylic after I've shaped my sidewalls with my hand file and feel like, okay, they look really good. I take that hand file, lay it flat right on top of the acrylic and start filing it there. What this is going to do is reveal to you if there are any gaps, whether it be from your acrylic application or from the shaping that maybe you might have made. And by gaps, what I mean is if you've ever laid your gel polish over the acrylic after your shaping and it doesn't brush on completely, and when you go to put your gel polish on, you kind of see like it looks like you almost missed a spot, but you completely cover the nail and you're thinking, how is that possible? It's just because there's sort of an indentation in your acrylic, and laying your hand file right over it and filing the top of it flat will show you those gaps before you move on to apply your gel polish. So I don't normally show this, I don't normally show this step, but in my next acrylic video, I will for sure show you what I'm talking about. This is what my nails were looking like after filing and shaping them. So it was time for the fun parts, the nail art. This is the red I decided to use. It's by D&D, and I got this shade of red last year because I felt like it was the perfect shade for Christmas. It's just this beautiful, bright cherry red. It's so festive. So that's what I decided to use. If you'll notice as well, I just want to point this out. Maybe you did or didn't see it. All of my nails have like a different shade of pink right around the cuticle area, and that's gel polish. The reason I put gel polish there was because for some odd, crazy reason, this doesn't normally happen to me, but my acrylic started lifting right there from the application. Like my acrylic application, and I don't know why that was happening. That's literally never happened to me with my Macart Peel It Off base coat, so I don't know if it was from that or if it was just from me, because I have been having an eczema flare up. I don't know if you guys knew that about me. I do have eczema all over my hands, and I was just coming down from a flare up, and I didn't want to go and start putting acrylic back over that area because I was getting a little bit irritated. So I just went in with some gel polish and cured it, because I was going to cover most of the area anyways. So that's what that is. If you happen to see it and you're wondering why it looks that way, that's what it is. But anyways, the next thing I did was move on to my middle finger and do a red French on that nail. I do use 2 coats of this red for every single nail as well. For my pinky, I wanted to do sort of this candy cane design. So I start off by taking some black gel polish and making these lines that you see me doing here. This one was pretty thin though, so I do go back and make it a little bit wider. But after I apply my black gel polish, I go ahead and cure it in the light for 30 seconds, and then I apply my chrome. I used to cure it for 15 seconds, but I have been going through a couple of different nail lamps lately because my old one that I was using, my Lavenda nail lamp, it just died. I plugged it in and it died, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I just don't know what happened to it. I take care of it. I always unplug it. I don't leave it plugged in, and I always roll up the cord nicely so it's not just tangled and lying around. Like, I take care of it, and it just died. So I was pretty bummed out about that. Right now I have been using the Macart nail lamp. I'll put a link to it down below just so you could see which one I'm talking about, because I don't show it in this video. And I don't want to be like, hey, it's great. I've only been using it for about a month now. I do really like it. I don't have any problems with it thus far, but we'll see if it lasts, as long as it's supposed to in a couple of months from now. Anyways, after I cure it for 30 seconds, I apply my chrome over it, and then I take a makeup sponge just to clean up all of the remaining powder from the chrome before I apply my top coat. Once I finish my white lines for the candy cane, I go ahead and take some loose glitter and throw that on top to like finish off the design. Now a couple of video ago's, guys, it's 4 in the morning. I wish I could show a timestamp because it's literally like 4 in the morning. I wake up super early to make some of these videos, so excuse my brain farts. A couple of videos ago, I was trying to figure out why I couldn't get clean, smooth lines over a glossy top coat, and I was troubleshooting a couple of things and figured out that I have to use liner gel over my glossy top coat and not gel polish. So if you were having that same problem as I was, that's most likely what it is. After you apply your glossy top coat, liner gel is just the queen when it comes to nail art. If you can invest in some liner gels, you don't have to get a whole bunch of them because you can mix the colors together to get certain shades. Do that. Invest in a couple of liner gels. They are absolutely amazing for nail art. So glossy top coated this nail. Then I went in with some red liner gel. Before I cure the red liner gel, I apply the loose glitter over it. And then I put my hand in the lamp to fully cure. After it fully cures, you can brush off all of the remaining loose glitter that may be on the nail, and then you'll get a beautiful glitter design. As you can see, I do jump around from nail to nail quite a bit. I've gotten to the habit of doing all of the snowflakes first, or doing all of the French designs first, or if I'm working with white, I try to get all of the things that involve me using white out of the way. That way, the process of the nail design just goes a lot smoother. But what I don't show in this part is that I do throw glitter on top of the red snowflake that I just did, and I do put white glitter on top of these snowflakes right here before I move back to my index finger. I absolutely forgot to tell you guys that I finally got my hands on the Nails by Dev liner gels. I got the Baddest Black and the Baddest White because those were the two colors that I actually like desperately needed. And I have zero complaints. It is so good. They are smooth, just like butter. When I first started my nail channel, I mentioned that I used to use, well, I still do use them. It's the Young Nails liner gels, the Mission Control gel paints, and I love them. But if you like purchase things off of Amazon, like I do sometimes, everything off of Amazon has this really hard consistency. It doesn't move. You can't really glide it. Horrible for French designs. And I was on a mission to find something, and I always had this little hunch that Nails by Dev liner gels would be the closest thing to the Young Nails Mission Control gel paint. And I was correct. Her liner gels are fantastic. So I can't wait to get my hands on a couple of more, because the white that you see me using here is the Nails by Dev Baddest White liner gel. Love it. Absolutely love it. It can be a little bit pricey, but to me, it was absolutely worth it. So if you want to try those out, please do yourself the favor. They are amazing. After I did the little mistletoe on my middle finger and my thumb, I decided to make the rest of my thumb like sort of like Santa's jacket. I found this little inspiration picture on Pinterest and I thought it was so cute. So what I do is I take the Nails by Dev white liner gel and I start my French line. Now the bottom portion of the French line does become pretty wide, which is the whole point. You don't want it to be thin, so that way when I throw my glitter over it, you can actually like see the design a little bit better. So you do your French line on the top and then you just add a white line on the bottom, and then you can go ahead and throw your glitter right on top for the design. After that, I go back to my middle finger to add caviar beads right along the French line. Now, I only show bits and pieces of me applying the caviar beads because it took almost 15 minutes just to do this. I wish I had like an easier, faster way to do it because it's so annoying. They're just rebellious. I don't know how else to put it. They're stubborn, they don't listen, they don't go where they're supposed to go. And then when you finally get them where you need them, if you accidentally brush up against it with your liner brush or whatever you're using, they'll move all over again. So it's tricky to work with them and they're kind of annoying, but they're also gorgeous when you finally get it the way you want it. So I do only show bits and pieces of this design, and once I finally get it, I go ahead with some Macart sculpted gel paint and add those beautiful little like 3D gel lines that everybody does right at the bottom of the French tip. For the finishing touches, I do go ahead and add some rhinestones off camera, and this was the final design. I absolutely love the cherry red. It's so festive and perfect for Christmas, and I hope you guys love it just as much as I do. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.